Um, so for example, thinking versus feeling, um, a good thing to sort of talk about that. Oh my God, I'm not even making my pancakes. Fuck's sake. Anyway, we'll get this over and done with first. The video that I uploaded like a few days ago, the one of me just being myself to fucking Diet Mountain Dew by Lana Del Rey, because that song is so good. I've loved Diet Mountain Dew for so long because it's just such a. It gave me sort of like, yeah, I'm cool and I know it kind of vibe, but that's just me. Like, I like the sort of like indie, alt, just kind of like vibe. It's just very, it's playful. It's, obviously it's a playful song. It's supposed to be like that, it's like, you're not good for me, but I want you. Like, come on, like, let's just have some fun, like, we both know like this is like not good for us. It might not go anywhere, but let's just have some fun and enjoy it while we can. Um, yeah, like that's what happens. Like, I feel like, yeah, see, I don't really have an avenue to explain these things, and like, maybe one day if the world works in my favor and I get a platform where, it might not be the weirdest thing, but like, you know the videos that I post where I'm just being myself and just like dancing to music and just like moving my body, and yeah, maybe being a bit sexual but not really like anything revealing, like it's sensual if anything, because I am a sensual person. I'm very soft and loving and caring. I'm not really like very intense sexually, if that makes sense. If that makes any sense, but um yeah, I don't know how many people in this world would, willingly want to watch stuff like that, because it's like, I don't know. It's like, it's not really something that you turn on, like, like if you were just eating something for dinner, and you're like, damn, I want to watch a YouTube video. Like, I don't think you're gonna turn on like a video of me like fucking dancing and just like, ooh. You might turn on one of these videos and like watch this because it kind of feels more like conversational and feels more like I'm just talking to someone, because I enjoy those videos too, I guess, where it just feels like you're talking to someone, like I'm talking to you, or like I'm being talked to, or even if it's not like directly speaking to me, it's sort of like, yeah, conversational. It's like updating a friend. It's like these YouTube vloggers, like the style of just like, wow, it's just like catching up with a friend. Like, what did you do today? Like, haven't spoken to you. Like, what did you do today? And it's just like, oh yeah. And it's like, I can eat my food, I can just watch and pay attention and do other things in the background. And I don't know. I like doing that as well. So I feel like these videos probably like, I don't know. I don't really know how to promote myself, because like, what exactly am I promoting? Like, I'm just being myself. Like, I'm just updating my life and just talking about my feelings because I don't have anyone to talk to. Like, it's sad, but I'm just being me. Anyway, back to the video. So back to the Lana Del Rey one that I uploaded. You're not good for me, but baby, I want you. So, like, obviously I'm not a big feeler, but something that does make me feel is music, which is why I probably listen to it so much, because I love the feeling that it gives me. And I tend to absorb, like, I don't absorb the world around me, if that makes sense. Like, the things that happen and go on around me, I feel like I perceive them and they just go through my brain. It's like a lot can be happening around me, but it doesn't really affect me because I'm not feeling it in my chest. It's just like an idea, if that makes sense. Like, I'm still understanding it, I still know everything, but I just don't feel it. Whereas it makes sense why a lot of people who are feelers get overwhelmed, because like everything that's going on around you, you're just feeling it. Very basic, very simple, like emotions. Woo, but I don't, like, I analyze things, and because of that, it creates this really weird separation effect where I do understand emotion. And so, if I want to act a bit sexy, or if I want to act like, if I want to play a character to fit the role or to fit a purpose, I can do that, and I can do it really well, because I just know, even though I'm not like that naturally, I still know how to portray it. Like it how it appears to me as a concept, it's like applying it. It's like a game, you know, it's just like it's like character select, you know, it's like there's something and then I'm like dragging it onto me and then it just like it's applied to me like an ability or something, like a costume. It's kind of like that. I just understand it. Even without experience, I understand it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it might be a weird concept for some people to get their heads around, that there is someone that understands emotion without actually having to feel it. Like, how do I know what an emotion feels like if I've never experienced something that like naturally would cause me to feel that emotion, let alone it be very intense and very like, you know, not everyone experiences very high and very low, like highs and lows, like extreme highs and extreme lows. I do, and I have. And you know, I know a lot of people in my life and, you know, close to me and just around me that are the same. And I feel like I'm attracted to that because it's like, maybe because I don't feel a lot, I'm just attracted to people that do, because it's like their energy is so intense that it's something that I can actually register. And so therefore I'm attracted to. But I don't know. I understand things very well, so I can apply it, even if I haven't exactly experienced those things myself. But I guess it could also just be if something's strong enough, like if my desire or my head, whatever's going on there is strong enough, then it's just going to manifest. So, you know, for example, with the video that I did, like, you know, and going back to how I said, like, I absorb music, like the feeling from music. So if I'm listening to a really sad song, like I'm going to feel sad because like, not because I'm trying to, but because it's just, I just understand it. I listen to the lyrics. It's like talking to someone, like, what did they feel? Like, how are they feeling? Like, I'm taking that in. It's like someone's venting to me. And it's just like, it's an experience. So listen to a happy song, I'm over the moon. Oh my God. If I'm listening to a like really crazy intense song, I'm like, oh my God, where am I? Or if I'm listening to like a weird song, I'm like, wow, this is my jam. Like, where am I? Like, I have no idea. I'm just here for the ride. And so there I was in my room on Monday. So this is what happens. Obviously, I broke my phone and I was like, okay, I need to get a new phone tomorrow. And then in my work group chat, I was just like, if you need me, text me. I mean, message me on Facebook because I broke my phone, so I can't, like, don't text me. And I was like, my phone literally flips out. Like, it's so funny. And I couldn't take a picture, so I was like, oh, but let me just use my webcam on my laptop. So I did, and then I took a photo and I sent it to them, to the chat, to show them. And then that jolted my memory and I realized that webcams exist. And I was like, oh my God, why? And using Facebook and Instagram on my laptop was just like a blast from the past. I felt like I was in high school again. I felt like I was in like 2013 or something. And then I was just like, wow, this is kind of aesthetic because it's really low quality and also like a vibe. Like, God, everyone was ruling Tumblr in like 2012 with their webcam. Like, that's what I wish. I wish I was 10 years older. If I was this confident in myself and I looked like this 10 years ago, oh my God, I would have been like Sky Ferreira, who, sorry, Queen, but like that would be my lane. Like, I would be you. But what else? Yeah, so it was just like having a blast, like doing that, and I was taking like photos using taking photos on the laptop of just like me like posing and just being or whatever. And then I was like, but this is kind of aesthetic. And so I got my video camera out and started filming, and I was like, yep, this is the vibe. And then I just was like, what song? I was just like, this is giving me very like Lana Del Rey, like this feels like 2013. What was trending? Like what was big then, and I was like, Tumblr. Like, this reminds me of Tumblr. What was big on Tumblr? Lana Del fucking Rey, Born to Die. And I was like, I know exactly the song I'm gonna put on. So in my head, I was kind of just like, I'm gonna film a video. Like, I didn't really think of anything of it other than let me just hit record and just, you know, look cool. Like, I've already got the setup. Like, it's not very intricate. Like, I'm just in my room. I've got my laptop in front of me using a camera. I've got Lana Del Rey playing, and I have no shirt on. Like, very simple. So I was doing that, and then I just hit record. I was listening to Diet Mountain Dew, and I was just like, as I already discussed, like, let's just have fun. Like, you're not good for me, but, like, I don't care. Like, let's just have our fun while it lasts, you know? And it was just very playful, very just, like, charming, very, like, you know, a bit, like, sensual, a bit sexy, but just very laid back and just, yeah, playful, just having fun. So I just hit record and, like, just filmed myself, and, like, I've done that a few times where I've just, like, hit record, and I feel like that's a good thing. Like, I do edit my videos a lot, but not here, but, like, my music videos that I've been working on and stuff. Like, obviously I edit them a lot, but I feel like there's something about pressing record and just staying recording and capturing myself very naturally that is just so attractive and just so authentic and just so interesting to observe, because, you know, obviously I find it hard to let my walls down and just really be myself around people that I'm not comfortable with. And it's partly due because, like, I don't think it's necessary. Like, I'm a very serious person. I'm a very just work oriented, like, goal oriented, like, let's just cut the chase. Like, you know, I don't always have time for fun and games. So I'm not always the funnest person to be around, but when I'm in an environment where I feel comfortable and I'm with people that I trust, when I'm, you know, I'll feel comfortable and I'll let loose. And I feel like that's why, you know, I do have good friends, and that's why I'm so enticing in a way, because I might not seem like a lot on the outside, but there's a lot that I just can't show people, you know? And I feel like in some regards, in certain times in social settings, like, part of that personality that exists in me will shine through, and people sort of get a glimpse of, like, what I am and what I could be. And obviously, you know, if you want to be my friend, like, you have to understand that I'm not always that person all the time. Like, I'm just very simple and just very to the point. But also, like, if I do trust you, then I'm more inclined to show off more of my fun sides, you know, to you, because I trust you and I know you appreciate it. And, you know, if I was a boring person, I would have no friends, but I know I'm not. But I just feel like, you know, people that know me, you know, well, know the sides to me and know that, you know, those fun, sensual, sexy, like, aggressive, intense sides to me are in me, but they're just not always the forefront. But I feel like that's what keeps me interesting, because, you know, I understand there are people who can have all those fun sides and intense sides. They're sort of like the forefront of their personality. Like, they're like that all the time, which is fine. Like, you know, they get the attention. But I know a lot of people who are like that, who are very fun on the outside towards people, but once you get close to them, you sort of realize that they're just actually the opposite, which is, like, kind of boring. So I'm glad I'm the opposite, because, like, you really have to work to get close to me, but that's the reward in itself, because I'm fun. Like, it's so easy to disregard me and just be like, wow, he's really fucking boring. No, I'm not, bitch. So yeah, that was a video, and I just, like, I didn't really think anything of it. I just, like, put it down, and I was like, I'll watch it back later. And then I just continued taking more photos. I was chilling, and then later that night, I was just like, okay, let's look back at the footage. and I watched it back, and I can already tell, like, you know when you just tell something's gonna be really iconic. I just knew, like, I watched it and I was like, the way, obviously, I wasn't paying attention to how I was filming. So, like, for all I know, I could have been holding my camera like this, and it could be like tilted down, and you can't even see my face. But I think it's a blessing in disguise. I think it's just like, and also my handheld camera, when you flip the screen, it's supposed to flip so that you can see yourself, but I dropped it so it flips, but the actual screen stays upside down, like it's supposed to flip down, but it stays upside down. So I can't really see myself. I can, but I can't. Which I also think was a sign from the universe to just not stress so much about the way I look, and in order to, like, I know that my authentic self, when I'm thinking, how does this look? How should I be? When I'm not thinking about what to do and I'm just being myself, that's probably when I'm most attractive. And I know that, but it's so hard to just be like, switch off, be yourself. But I feel like that video, and I think more videos that I want to create, aside from my music projects, but just for this channel, just like whenever I'm feeling it, let me take a video, let me edit it, let me just put on a song and let the feeling go through my body and then capture that to put out into the world. The setup is just so important, but it's not very hard, Like, I was just in my room, as I said, and I put Lana on. So it's just like, I could do that with anything. And, it's just more about, like, when I'm setting up, I mean, like, when I'm in an environment, as I said, that I'm comfortable in, it's so easy for that authentic self to just shine through. And, I mean, I think it's really cool. I love that video. It's so aesthetic. I was like, oh my God, Lana's a genius, first of all. But yeah, I'm gonna do more of that, I reckon. Obviously, I don't want to dedicate my life to it. It's just every now and again when I'm feeling it. But obviously, I can put the feeling on. Like, if I decided right now, let's get my camera out and let's just, like, put a song on and find the vibe and just, like, find a place to record, yeah. But, like, I want to make these fucking pancakes, so maybe not right now, but that's it. Yeah, it's fun to watch back, because then after watching the preview, I put it on my computer, and then I watched it on my computer, and I was like, oh my God, like, that was a journey. And then I went to my TV and connected my laptop to the TV and watched it again, and I was like, oh my God. And it was in that moment when I watched it back that I think it was because it was a new experience. Like, I understand things very well. So, like, the more I kept watching it, not the more it lost its touch, but I mean, like, this is an example. Like, I analyzed the video. Like, I understand the feeling. I'm like, wow, that was really intense. That was really sexual. That was really, like, wow. Like, why did that feel like I was doing it for the person behind the camera? Like, it's like, wow, that was really, like, if I wasn't me, I would be like, oh my God, like, he's doing that for me. I was. Nah, not really. But the very first time I watched it back, I didn't analyze it. I felt it. And I was like, oh my God, like, I feel like I'm in an intimate moment with myself that was recorded that, like, not like it was bad, but I mean, like, it's not every day that you get to be as intimate with someone as, like, I am in this video. And I feel like that is what I was trying to say, is that, like, I'm a very intimate person. I'm a very sensual person. And I feel like that scares people, because I feel like when I really show off myself, I feel like they understand that through feeling, like, how authentic I am and how intense I can be just by being myself, like, my authentic self, like, no pretenses, no bullshit, no anything else. Like, I can play a character. I can be anything that I want to be. It's not hard. But when I'm myself, like there's this certain energy that is just so overpowering that I think it becomes almost like not too much, but it really makes you think. It really takes over you and really makes you reflect and think about, like, he just made me feel something, like genuinely. He made me feel like he's in control. Like he knows that what he just did made me feel something. Like I'm reflecting over what I'm just feeling, what he just made me feel, and then I'm thinking about how he knows that, like he knows that he can make people feel things. But you know, it might sound like a bad thing. I'm just waiting for someone who understands that, because I'll admit it. Like, yeah, I do know how to make people feel things. So if I have that power to make someone feel something, I don't want to use it for bad. Like, I want to make someone feel good, especially if I care about them, whether that means sexually or, you know, lovingly. You know, I make people have experiences. Like, what can I say? Like, I'm an experienced person. Like, I will literally take you on any journey you can think of. That's just who I am. So I feel like with videos like this, it's sort of like it is a journey, and it's like it's exploiting my sensuality, and it's exploiting my authenticity in a way to sort of get that message across that, like, I'm aware of my power and I'm aware that I can make people feel things. So just enjoy it. And if you want to come close, I'll let you, if you're ready to take that journey, because if you're not, if my ability to do that scares you, then maybe you're not the person for me. Because if you are scared of me, then you're surrendering and you're allowing yourself to be taken control of. And while I do love control, I feel like it's not healthy in the long term to have a relationship with someone where you have the control over them. Like, it should be 50-50, or at least, you know, it should be equal in some regard. Like, you need that. You can have times where you're accepting that one person is above the other, but in the long-term scheme of things, you can't have a healthy relationship where someone has more power. So, you know, one day I might find someone who's just like me, and then the real fun can begin. Well, that was something. I feel like I might just talk about my other two videos as well, because that's what I want to do. I just want to make things and talk about them. Maybe I'll talk about my music videos on this channel. Anyway, I'm gonna go make my pancakes because it's long overdue and I'm hungry. So anyway, goodbye. I'll probably literally upload and do another recording after, because I've got shit to vent about.